This looks like a job for Superman.
Welcome to Super Pals. I'm Jared. I'm here with Robert. What's up, man?
Yo, I'm feeling alternative.
You really had to stretch for that one, didn't you?
I was going to say Elseworldy, but I'm like, nah, that's too much.
All right, whatever. But yeah, so we are actually revisiting a topic from episode 2 of this show where we're talking about Elseworlds Superman.
And just to get away, we'll probably do a third one that was given how many there are.
There's a lot of them. Exactly.
But one of which I think we need to cover is obviously one that's on the thumbnail that you and I recorded recently, which was, of course, the Plutonian.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the irredeemable character, and this is the guy. Imagine a more broken version of Homelander.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way that I think that I can summarize who the Plutonian is.
Yeah, especially with what little I've already showed you so far, because we've only just started covering it on PTN. Episode's not, it's in the can. It's not been released yet, but we got a ways to go. But give people just a little bit about what you saw during those first couple of issues.
He kills.
It's okay to spoil it.
He kills a babe. He kills a woman and her baby,
and also the father, and then at least not on screen, but he also kills a little girl too.
Yeah. So basically, hey, what's up, Cameron? Hey, what's up, Parker? Summarize for the audience, like basically his origin and stuff, or like what you can say.
What I can say without spoiling it. He's as far as we know so far, because he keeps it secret from everyone up until this, and by this point, he is a Superman type character who had a Clark Kent identity. But and sorry if you hear the background noises. I'm at a 7-Eleven at the moment. But a lot, he had a Lois, and he felt trustworthy enough to reveal his identity to her. And what did she do? Well, thanks. You were laughing at me, and then she told. They worked at a radio station. Everyone, and Daniel Hannigan is Plutonian. They started to tell the world. He stops it, and he tells them, "You're all a bunch of idiots." And then you have that. You have then him trying to share alien technology, and ended up killing a bunch of kids inadvertently, and. Basically, he just wants to be worshipped and praised for his work, and wants to avoid the "what have you done for us lately" mindset.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, okay, trust me, it's gonna get worse.
Oh, I cannot. I'm actually excited because it's really, really fun for that. It's gonna be really good.
Let's just say he destroyed his metropolis, and he then destroyed because they lied. Took the big gamble and lied. He took down a country. Which one? I just forgot which one it was now.
No. Imagine if it's like.
Continue. Sorry.
Imagine Black Adam. Like from World War III, where he took out the entire country. Only much worse. Only they could show everything.
Yep, and you had he forces one of his old teammates to pick 10 people, and then he's like, okay, 10 out of millions, and he fries them.
Yeah, exactly.
Then he says, take the rest. Take the rest.
Exactly. Pika says, I will forever criticize the irredeemable with how Superman had developed a relationship with Lois as both Clark and Superman, but revealed his identity to her in comparison to the Plutonian. That's what Pika said. But and again, it's an alternate take, so you can't necessarily apply the same Superman rules.
Yeah, it's what Mark Waid deconstructing it all, but he's also deconstructing it in a way that is like it's okay. It's like he has the Silver Age concept of the love triangle, but then decided to be, well, how would someone realistically react without wanting to keep them happy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so this is so it's one of the, and plus here's the thing. There is no, like, as far as I know so far, there is no kryptonite.
He has a kryptonite per se, they just don't know what it is yet.
Well, yeah, it's essentially Superman if Superman never told anyone what his weakness was.
If they never told, and they had known nothing about him. So in other words, everyone took him at face value. Oh yeah, he is this too good to be true guy.
Emphasis on to be true.
Yep.
So that's the funny part about this. So yeah, it's so far it's like it's one of those like Elseworlds that you can tell what Waid is trying to like homage, but he does it in a way where it's original, and that in and of itself is a balancing act.
Yeah, like instead of Green Lantern, we have a woman who can summon Japanese ghosts when she recites their on their story.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a Hogman type guy, but he's radically different.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like altogether, it's like it's one of those characters. He's one of those like alternate versions that I'm like, it's one of it. You know, it's kind of like, for lack of a better term, watching a car crash that you can't look away from.
Exactly.
It's like I want to see what else he does. That's the thing.
I think, to be honest with you, I think that's why how Britt felt about Bomb Queen.
Yeah. Oh, Bomb Queen has the other thing of that. Yeah, exactly. So next up, let's talk about. So what's our next?
Well, I'm going off of the thumbnails. How about Superman from Nation Divided?
Okay, elaborate on that for the audience.
Okay, basically, what if Superman landed early enough that he's a full-grown adult by the Civil War, and he fights in the Civil War? Mm-hmm. And it's really well told, but the ending twist, and Roger Stern is involved, and he's known for either suggesting twists or creating twists. He was the one who suggested the end of Batman Captain America.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, in this one, it turns out, yes, Jor-El sent him to Earth, but he never meant to send him. Superman saved the day. The North won, the South lost. But then he finds out, oh, I was meant to be sent to the Native Americans. Mm-hmm. Oh crap! What do I do?
And Pika says she could have reacted differently had Plutonian done the same, but true, it's a what if scenario never to be explored, although I wish it had been acknowledged as a possibility at the very least.
Well, to be fair, it's basically taking the pre-crisis one where it is so one-sided of it and revealing it, as opposed to the more organic one that post-crisis had done.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, though, so what does he decide at the end? He's going to become the Lone Ranger, and he actually makes a horse robot that looks silver out of the ships and the birthing matrix.
I love that. That's really cool.
Hi-ho, silver!
Yeah, so that's really unique the way they do that. And so then we have, let's talk about the Superman that became a lantern.
Oh, you mean, in other words, Superman, Last Son of Earth. Love this one. One of my other favorite Elseworlds. Wait, what was that?
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
Yep. Basically, in this one, and it inverts everything. This weird asteroid is heading to Earth. Now, of course, since we keep an eye up on stuff, it's saying it's distorted, where you can't tell if it's actually coming or going. And then basically this up-and-coming professor, Jonathan Kent, who rather than going into farming like his father, decided to go into teaching and astrology. And sees it, knows it's coming, tries to warn everyone, no one listens to him, so he decides, well, if it's coming, and he just found out from his wife, she's pregnant. So they have young Clark Kent, puts him in a rocket, and sends it up. Now, in this case, a wormhole opens because obviously an Earth rocket's not going to go far, and it ended up sending him all the way to Krypton, where he crash lands. Is found by a scientist, Jor-El, is rescued and put through, a procedure that allows him to be able to breathe and exist on the more increased gravity of Krypton. And eventually is raised up by Jor-El and Laura, starts to question some things. Green Lantern lands on there. He finds the ring, uses it, finds out what Jor-El has been, knows about Krypton's destruction, and he decides to tell them, he uses the ring to fix it. But he decides, wait, I'm not from here. I should go to Earth and find out what's going on. Turns out Earth survived. The meat asteroid just damaged it, and it was taken over by Lex Luthor. So using his ring, and eventually even without his ring, he saves the day. And what I loved about that, because he grew up on Krypton, when he came there, even without the ring, he still has enhanced strength and durability and all of the increased senses of Golden Age Superman because he grew up on Krypton.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Pika asked if it was Tomar Ray.
I don't remember. I don't have the book with me, and I don't recall. But it was a Lantern who died.
Okay, and so yeah, that's I like the inverse of that, where it's like that's also a really cool way to do like an Elseworlds that a lot of people really don't explore that much. Just reverse it, because a lot. And
then they did a follow-up.
Reverse, and then okay.
Last Stand on Krypton, which you have.
I have one of the issues, I think.
No, that's a one-shot.
Oh, it's a one-shot. Okay.
Yeah, that one, it's years later. Superman and Krypton and Earth have been working well together, but then you have a still imprisoned Lex working with Zod to try and basically reignite things, and it ends with Superman and Lex dead. Zod is also dead. Krypton's blown up, and Jor-El is also dead. But then Laura and Lois are sent back to Earth, and Laura is pregnant with Jor-El's child. And I actually heard from the man himself before he passed away. Gerber always did have a trilogy in mind, but never got to it.
I see. That's sad.
But yeah, it was like a really original take. Like he didn't just. And remember, Gerber's one of the guys who came up, helped out, and plan out post-crisis Superman. So it said a lot.
Yeah. What was the version of Superman? By you and I did this one where the elves crash land and become celebrities.
Oh, Last Family.
Go over that.
Could you go a little bit? I'm a little out of breath.
Yeah. So the way Last Family works is Cal comes to Earth, but he has his parents with him, and they earn the planet's trust essentially and become superheroes. Before you say anything, they're not there's no catch where they themselves are evil. No. But throughout the story, they become celebrities and basically protectors of Earth. But here's a very key point. This is the very clever part of the book. They are so good at doing their jobs. They save the Waynes from getting shot. They stop the circumstances where Hal Jordan would get the ring. And they have other kids, Superman and siblings, while flying around. One of them got zapped by the lightning that would have created the Flash. Yeah. And then a Guardian of the Universe shows up and goes, "You literally, by you doing all this stuff, you change the future." Of course, and Jor-El's mind's like, well, I did what, and I just want Jor-El's always suffering survivor's guilt. Yeah, that's true, and he wants to save everyone, and it's even regular Jor-El, I'm sure even the Jor-El AI kind of has that. Yep, but yeah, so he eventually, but then things get. I said then things get railroaded at the end.
It's just like everything just destined to happen happens.
Yeah, exactly. So it was one of those things where I'm like, I'm not. It's like it's a great story, but it has a weak ending.
A very weak ending. The end, like I said, like Lex is actually like he's been taken as a protege for Jor-El. He's doing so much good. He still keeps his hair, and Jor-El giving him one of his attempts to cure cancer ended up being a way of curing baldness. So he actually gives as a thank you, he gives Lex a percentage that would make him set for life of that. What does Lex do? Oh, it was an insult. And you know what? Because thanks to my hair, screw it. I'm making myself bald.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, that's a stretch.
Here's another crappy Superman. Are you ready?
Uh-oh.
The Superman from Whom Gods Destroy.
Oh, God.
So this so real quick, this is the only bad Superman Wonder Woman story.
Ever.
Because JLA Act of God doesn't count because that's a Justice League story.
True, but their part was one of the worst.
Their part was one of the worst, but still a Justice League story. This is the worst with the labeling.
Wonder Woman is even Diana.
Because, okay, so what they do is...
Okay, first of all, what led to it, I actually do find interesting. Superman had no idea of, for one, Germany won.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot, it's been a while since we went over, I forgot how they won, but Superman eventually did find out about the Holocaust, and it broke him that there's nothing he could do about it. So he went into exile.
Yeah, and then, so Lois is hurt, but then she's visited by the gods, and she becomes Wonder Woman.
Oh, and she's old. She's old, are very old.
She's like DH. She becomes Wonder Woman, and then she fights Diana, who is a Nazi.
Yeah, and Superman, even though he gets taken control by someone, is punished by the gods into being a centaur. And Lana becomes the Oracle.
See, here's the thing about this story. When you, me, and Tevia went over this, we came to this determination. This is one of the few stories where the story and art is bad.
Oh, God, the artwork is so atrocious.
Here, I'll pull it up. So everyone, Whom Gods Destroy. So I can show you. So I can go, look at it! Look at it!
Look at it!
Oh, look at it! Yeah. So here's Diana.
Yep.
Look at it! Look at it!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like, here's some of the art. And it's like, even like, oh, is that where King got the idea of giving Wonder Woman a braid?
I don't think so.
It better not be. But yeah, and then at the end of it, Lois, Superman, and it's implied, and Lana enter into like a throuple thing, and I'm like, the hell is this? And the sad part, it's written by Chris Claremont, so it's not like it's written by a horrible writer.
I know, right?
Oh, by the way, Robert, it's even worse with the whole centaur thing. You know why? Not only is he a centaur, but they gave him luscious locks. Look at that.
So now that's a mullet.
Yeah, they gave him back the mullet because he doesn't have the mullet for most of the story.
I know, and then at the very end, they defeated. It turns out it was a case of the gods playing a game and the world were their pawns.
Also, the hell is this panel of Diana versus Lois? Hang on.
First of all, the Wonder Song.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like Lois is like this, and I go, the hell?
I know, but really, what kind of artwork is this?
I know what. Again, it's like it's one of the few pieces of artwork that I'm like, it's one of the few, because again, it's like I say this all the time when I talk about Tom King's work. The art is good, the writing's just bad. I can't say this about this.
Nope. And now to keep in mind, from what I recall from Fabian Nicieza, sometimes some Elseworlds are editorial's ideas
I really.
during this point.
Yeah, because it's written again. It's by Chris Claremont. It's like there's no way it could be.
Now I don't know. I don't know what part. I don't know what parts were of the pitch or not, because I know, for example, JLA created Equal was one that Fabian was assigned.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one where basically Y the Last Man, but was the DC universe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, where all the men except for Superman and Lex are wiped out. Lex survived because he's in a suit. Superman could survive because, well, Superman.
Britt and I covered that story for a Superman Wonder Woman Elseworlds story, and even we're like, so he has to repopulate the Earth. Oh no!
It's all right. It's all right.
He's gonna reproduce the entire Earth, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of a harem.
I don't. But then the thing is, though, the only one, all of their kids, even the one he had with Lois, are identical, except for the daughter he had with Power Girl.
Daughter he had with Power Girl.
Now, okay, now to be fair, by this point she was not related.
She better not be.
No. By this point she was. They were trying to retcon her into being from, the descendant of Arion from Atlantis.
Yeah, exactly. So we've got that, and again, there are some really like interesting. Again, with the Whom Gods Destroy, it's a perfect example of good ideas, but horrible execution.
One of the worst executions.
Like, again, it's not only one of the worst Superman Wonder Woman stories. Actually, it is. It's one of the worst DC stories of all time.
Yep. Oh, there's what's that JSA one?
Darius, I get Vietnam flashbacks from this Elseworlds. Yeah. Join the club, brother. Join the club.
What was that one JSA one? The one that's like a very unique type of Batman type of, like the JSA were Black Ops. What was it?
I forget exactly what it was, but let me see. What's another Elseworlds I wanted to bring up?
No, because I want to bring up that one because you had Superman in the first mini, but in the follow-up, it turns out it wasn't Superman, it was Zod.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm trying to remember who it is.
Yeah, and then it turns out, he ends up he being the bad guy of the second mini.
Yeah, but anyway, in the meantime, what about the
Liberty Files?
Okay, there you go. So in other words, you think it's Kal-El, but eventually it turns out to be Zod?
Yep, and he's like, oh, that's a fiction. Then what's your real name? Zod. Turns out, instead of coming to Earth, turns out with the way he got here, and because we didn't know about it in the first mini. In this one, we later find out, they were able to somehow, in America, open a way into the Phantom Zone for a moment. Releasing him.
That's cool. I like that.
But that's the advantage of showing him only as an adult. We don't know his story.
Yeah, exactly. So remember the other Elseworld story that you and I did, because we did a series of these where it's like the superheroes in the real world, but they're not superheroes.
Oh, yep, that one, yep.
So,
and only one of them was bad.
Yeah, what was the series called again? I forget.
Real World.
Real Worlds, okay. Yeah, only one of them was bad. So they did a Justice League of America one where the JLA are just childhood friends. They did a Batman one. The Batman one's the best.
Yep, the Superman one was pretty good.
Superman was pretty good. The Wonder Woman one was...
It felt like it was, the Wonder Woman portion was tacked on and was just a anti-communism story.
Yeah, it probably was.
Or McCarthyism story.
So, explain the Superman story.
Okay. This one Neebish type of guy has been being harassed, being bullied and everything. This one big, strong guy who's also part of a gang decides, you know what, dude? I'm going to totally pull a big prank on you. And you're going to wake up. I'm going to pay him good money for it. You're going to have a big Superman logo on your chest. He does it, gets into a bit of a fight, decides, I'm going to rob this guy. Robs him, gets caught and arrested, is in jail. While in jail, first he works out like heck to become Jack, and he befriends one of those mob bosses who operates in jail. And he says, well, you get out here, when you get out, you're going to be in charge. He gets out, he's in charge, but he still has a soft side when it comes to kids. So he decides, like, hey, kids think I'm Superman, because they really, they do. I'll manipulate the kids. Eventually, in the long term, these kids will work for me and everything because they trust me. But of course, a bunch of short-sighted guys are like, this is stupid. Eventually, he's then told, you got to whack off this guy. He tries to, but then the guy's dad, the kid is like, Dad, Superman, what are you doing to my dad? Mm-hmm. Eventually, then they turn on him. He then thinks he's going to get revenge, but then instead, when the moment of truth comes, he instead stops the assassination of the guy and his kid. And then as a thank you, he is then put into witness protection, and then he dies of a heart attack.
Yeah, it's really
complicated.
It's really a complicated story. It really is, but all good.
But again, it's a case of that it really doesn't have much to do with Superman outside the logo. But by the end of it, you realize, oh, it's still about he still did good.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those ideas of the character where like he like
lost his way and then was found.
Yeah, exactly. I dig that. That's I like it when they have a story that doesn't necessarily treat the Superman character like he's perfect.
Yep. Oh, there's also a JLA Secret Files of the Superheroes, where it actually has a very interesting starting point. Superman, hold on a second. Superman is like he's raised by Jonathan and Martha are Freemasons. Mm-hmm. So they raise Clark to believe, yes, help people, but do it in secret.
Okay, I see.
So eventually the whole league becomes this whole, like, no one knows they exist. They are out there helping, but they're doing everything they can to hide themselves. But eventually but they also do horrible stuff, like they're more likely to send people to the Phantom Zone and all that. Mm-hmm. And Superman here actually is aging. He's not immortal. He doesn't even have slow aging. Mm-hmm. He eventually does die of old age and after overworking himself.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's interesting. Yeah. So here's another one. Superman Kal.
Oh yeah. One of Henry Cavill's favorites.
Yeah, it's what if Superman crashed in like essentially Arthurian England?
Pre-Arthurian.
Oh, okay. So
that's important for the end.
Exactly. Yeah. So explain that one.
Well, he lands there. He's raised by a blacksmith. Eventually one day, sorry.
No, it's all good. Also, it's drawn by
Jose Luis Garcia Lopez. Praise be his name.
Yeah, exactly. I love how that's become a thing on my channel too.
Thank you. You're very welcome. Mm-hmm. But hold on, I'm just thinking. Oh, right. But then while he's there, eventually the Lord of the area they're from, Lex Luthor, orders him to make an armor from the spaceship that was found, or this rocket ship that was found outside, out in the woods. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, he's also falling in love for this beautiful Lady Lois. So when he makes the armor for Lex, he then says, "You may have whatever you wish. I wish for the hand of Miss Louise." Then they do the wedding, and then Lex makes a declaration, an old draconian one, that the Lord of the Manor could take any married woman, regardless if it's married to him, to his bed on her wedding night. Mm-hmm. And but Lois wouldn't have any of it, so Lex, she's dead by the end. So but now he also found this green crystal along the rocket as well. So Superman Clark, infuriated, just marches his way there. Everyone's following him. They're shooting him. They're pouring molten steel onto him. Nothing is stopping him until he gets close to the crystal. So and he made a sword from the metal, which is the only thing that can puncture through the armor. So Lex realizes, fine then, this is gonna kill you, then die. Stabs him with it, but then Superman stabs him with the sword. Lex dies. We then later find out that Jimmy Olsen, old man Jimmy Olsen, is teaching young Merlin magic, and we find out that with his last strength, Kal is stabbed the sword into an anvil. The sword and the stone.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That works. I like that a lot. And then it leads to Arthur. That's why it's very important to understand it's pre-Arthurian.
Yeah, because you needed that.
Whoa. Yeah. So
I can see why Cavill loves it, being he's British.
Yeah. Parker has a good question. What are your guys' top 10 alternate Superman?
We're kind of going over a bunch of them.
Yeah. Well, my number one favorite, if I really need to alternate, is Kingdom Come Superman.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's because again.
Well, it's not because of Wonder Woman, is it?
No. That's a bonus to it. But I like his whole
his arc.
Yeah, he starts off as he's
lost.
He's lost, and then he comes back, but he goes a little too far at first with the prison stuff, and then he comes back, and then it's like Norman McKay reminds him, you'll never forgive yourself if you do this.
Exactly.
So, what's your all-time favorite?
Oh. That's hard. That's really hard.
There is a lot of really good alternate Superman.
There really is. I really have to think on it. Come back to me a little bit later as I think about that one.
All right, so let's talk about. Actually, you know what? There is a variation of Superman we can talk about. The one that's always crossing over with the Marvel characters.
Oh, which one?
It's Earth. Hang on. It's
Squadron Supreme, right?
No. The actual Superman from all the Marvel DC crossovers.
3874.
Yeah. Like the one that crossed over with Spider-Man very.
That counts.
That does count. That's an Elseworlds Superman.
Well, that one's a pretty cool one, but pretty much no different.
I like the Superman Hulk one though, because that one is imitating Kirby's art really well.
Oh yeah, and it's that in between years for Superman.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, Parker brings up a good one, the Sentry. That's an alternate Superman.
Yep, that would count. That would count.
The interesting thing about that character, when you really think about it, is I love how they had this cool origin book for him in the miniseries by Paul Jenkins. Then He Who Must Not Be Named comes on and then implies that he's the angel of death from biblical times. I'm like, you notice how no one did anything with that?
Not at all.
Probably because it was bad? Just saying. But the Sentry was really cool because I liked where he thought he killed his wife, but then his wife doesn't die. Then
later she does.
And then she later does by bullseye. And then it's they use it to Norman uses that to manipulate Bob into really having more control, him having more control over the void part of the Sentry.
And in a what if it was and we later would find out that if Robert had found out the truth, he would have basically gone brain dead and the void would have taken over.
Yeah, exactly, totally.
He's that fragile.
And let's not forget, this is the man that split Ares in two from head to
Carnage.
And Carnage. He literally killed Carnage.
No, he survived.
Well, yeah, he got better. And wasn't he torn in half by Null?
Yep.
And
then we got that stupid the woman in the wheelchair.
Yeah. So guys that don't know, so what they did is, stop me if this sounds familiar. Sentry dies, and then he's replaced by 4 other Sentry.
Well, okay, that part I found was cute. That part I did find was like, ah.
I see what you're doing. And one of them is very much the attitude one. I'm like, okay.
But they decided to go for the diversity one to be, she's in a wheelchair, and it turns by the end of it, she's the main one.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, that's the one ding on that Sentry Omnibus that's coming out, is that it includes that one.
Well, it also includes the fact that and the Fallen Sun one shot that includes stating that so apparently Sentry was the one who took Rogue's virginity
Oh.
because for some reason she could touch him.
Why did? Well, but here's a better question, Robert. Why was that ever a question that needed to be answered?
I don't know. I don't know why Paul Jenkins had to tack that on.
Yeah, exactly. But the cool thing about the Sentry, let's go to the original series. What happened was, so the Sentry and the Void are the same guy. He like has DID, but he was so dangerous that the Marvel heroes essentially one more dayed the world so they would forget that the Sentry even existed. And then later, Bob starts remembering who he is, and then all of a sudden, it's like
everyone else remembers.
Yeah, exactly. So that was it's one of those great mystery books. But what happened was it has a very interesting like origin story, like official origin story. Like what happened was, so they said that that a famous Marvel artist had just died, and what happened is they said that the Widow was going through all of his stuff, and he discovered these pages from like this Marvel relic named the Sentry. Spoiler alert.
That he and Stan created. Now, Stan was in on it.
He was in on it?
Yeah, they did tell him. They did ask him. He's like, oh, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was all a lie. They were just doing that with Wizard Magazine to promote the book, essentially. And then it's like he showed up and became a cool character, which the Sentry's one where I'm like, I wish they would just bring the actual Sentry back instead of like whatever the hell that mini series brought in.
Yep. But now you also have
Hyperion.
Hyperion, of course.
They've been using him a lot in. McKay has been using him a lot in his Avengers run.
Right, but I was trying to think of another one. There's a bunch of
There's Superman of the Deceased Earth, who became a zombie, but then obviously was cured and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that one's a cool one because I like the idea where like Kara, instead of landing on Earth when she left Krypton, landed on like a planet being ravaged by the anti-life plague, and she became Robert must have lost internet. So the idea of deceased Kara is she landed on a planet being attacked, and Robert's here.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all good. So she landed on a planet that's being attacked by anti-life zombies and became one. And then obviously she's cured, and then she meets Clark for the first time. And like, she's like, you were just a baby. And I go, oh yeah, she's never met him.
Yep.
That's actually really cool. I dug that.
Because things were a little bit, I'm looking through other ones.
Supreme.
Oh yeah, Supreme.
Created by Rob Liefeld. Britt and I did an episode on that. He even dated and married a Wonder Woman.
Yep. Now at first he was a complete and utter ass. Then he went through a retcon, and he was replaced. Now it turns out the one the Liefeld one still exists. He was just being kept and chained up and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Which. It's one of those characters where when you look at the original form, it looks he looks just like you could tell it's a Rob Liefeld creation, right?
But what Moore did was, I just loved what Moore did. It just celebrated Superman.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like it's a tribute to Superman without using Superman.
Yep. Oh, here's one about the more disappointing one. I don't know if we went over it last time, but I'll say it. Superman Tarzan.
We may have, but remind the audience.
Okay. Basically, during the events of Tarzan, when Lord Greystoke and his wife were being, the crew was doing mutinying, that's when the rocket, or, Kal-El's rocket landed on the island. And they took it as, oh, that's a sign of God. We're not going to mutiny you. And they go about their lives. Superman lands. He's the one raised in the Tarzan role, while Lord Greystoke is feeling like he feels empty, like it's not his life. And let's just say stuff happens. By the end of it all, Superman and Greystoke just swap roles.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it started off good, and then eventually, right at the end, it felt like light speed.
Yeah, exactly.
It felt like it was something written over 4 issues and it got reduced to 3.
Yeah, exactly. So there's this funny part in the Hyperion miniseries that Marvel did. So they paired him with Thundra, and there was this great scene where, Hyperion is supposed to protect this girl, and the girl puts him on speed dating. And he gets up and leaves because he's like, I'm out. As he leaves, he's attacked by Thundra because at the time Thundra was on. So what happened is, at this point, the squadron that was being created, and by the way, this is around the time of Civil War II. The squadron is made up of survivors from the Earths the Illuminati have destroyed.
Oh.
These are they straight up kill Namor. Much
I remember that.
Happiness. They bring him back, but yeah. But so
dude, come on, Namor was never gonna stay dead.
Yeah. So the Power Princess on that team, at first you thought it was the Power Princess from the original Squadron Supreme series, but it's actually the Squadron Sinister one who stole the powers and switched spaces. So they fight her, and she leaves, and Thundra takes her spot. So Thundra shows up and goes, "Oh, I hear that you're looking for a mate. My safe word is patriarchy."
And you know who wrote that book?
Who?
James Robinson.
It's really good, by the way. So
I would like nothing less. That's the guy who did Starman.
Yeah, they make out, and then it's like they hear the sirens coming, and she goes, "You mind? You fancy making noise somewhere else?" Hard cut on top of a water tower where they're naked.
By the way, you know Tanucci's had a kid with Hulk.
Oh yeah, exactly. Is that the Green Thundra?
Yep.
That's who that is. But
Lila.
Yeah, I don't. So in the series, it ends with they defeat the villain, and he gets into a truck with her, because at this point, this Hyperion was traveling around the country as a trucker to kind of understand the world.
I do like that idea, though. They're all different variations.
It's really, and they all have a vendetta against the Illuminati, and they go, "We're going to protect this Earth by any means necessary."
I gotta say, though, I do not like when people treat Hyperion as a fallen villain when he never was originally.
You know what? I blame part of it, that Avengers Assembled cartoon.
Yeah, it seems like ever since then they made him like, oh no, he could be aggressive. And yes, Exile shows there can be evil Hyperions, but there's also equally good ones.
Yeah, it's like the one in the original Squadron Supreme was good, just misguided.
Good, misguided, can be very aggressive. That's one thing they all have. They're all uber aggressive.
Yeah,
like they're sooner to punch than Superman would.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're more prone to violence, but they're not gonna murder people.
It's more of an option for them than Superman, but
yeah. Like this way, they're more likely to, but they're not just gonna walk into a room and just Homelander everyone.
I just realized they never had Sentry and Hyperion meet.
I know. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Probably too obvious.
How about a team of just the Marvel Supermen?
True. Oh, by the way, going back to Sentry, technically it was either Sentry or Superman that started the Marvel Zombies.
I thought it was Sentry.
In the original printing, it was a red and blue.
Oh, really?
That's why then they had the front of his chest shot off.
Okay.
Then they later had a retcon to say, oh no, it was Sentry, and Ash shot, was the one who shot off that portion of him.
That is really funny.
And then to bring it full circle, in Marvel Returns, which reveals the entire original Marvel Zombies was a time loop, a closed time loop. Turns out they have a whole bunch of like a evil Marvel Justice League.
That's funny. That's funny. So there's one variation of Superman. Robert, you know, I'm not going to tell you what it is yet, but I'm going to give you one line. You'll be able to identify this. This is a new one. I'm going to make love to you now.
Yes, Phenomenon.
I'm like, that's the biggest one. I'm like, wait a minute.
And again, Mark Waid admitted it's like Phenomenon, like a Plutonian. Plutonian is pretty much Phenomenon if he was more mentally unstable.
Yeah, exactly. So Phenomenon, okay, he has the origin where he comes from another planet.
But he came as an adult.
He's considered ugly with like how like jacked and like
I know. It's like, oh, you're not bad. Robert is bullying me. Please make him stop.
Because everything's opposite. And the way they make love is they like squeeze each other. So that's why he grabs Shroud's like
he's learned. He's learned by this point.
And he goes, I'm going to make love to you now, and just grabs it.
Because by this point, he's learned. So he probably is making it as a joke.
Yeah, exactly. And
you have that. You have I do like how he said when he first came to Earth and he worked at a Nordstrom, all of his female coworkers called him Dumpy because of his posterior.
Yeah, I also love the scene when like they see like a traffic report and he's like blocking the interstate because
he's ready to punch it, but he's like, nope, I don't even have it in me.
Yeah, it's like Charlie Brown music is playing in the background because he was dating Blonde Blazer, but then they broke up because he's
on all the time.
Like Mandy, and he was like, there is no other life.
Which I say, this is an interesting deconstruction
of what? I think Robert has lost connection again. But I will give him time to reconnect. By the way, what are your guys' favorite?
Sorry about that.
It's all good. It's all good.
Did you hear what I said?
No, you just froze.
Okay. I said it's an interesting alternative to the being on all the time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like that's a cool way to do it.
Where in this case he's just so socially inept.
Yeah, exactly.
But again, let's talk about did we talk about Majestic?
I don't remember if we ever did, so we might as well. Majestic.
Yeah, that's the other case. That's the other case of a hero on all the time on the other direction. You lose the perspective of humanity.
And didn't he serve in the Justice League?
Never got
crossover.
No, never got that far. But he was there. He butted head. He even snatched Kyle's ring.
Okay, I see. And by the way, Darius says his favorite are Kingdom Come Superman, Hyperion, Original, Supreme, and Samaritan. Nice.
If you're going by just, I would say for me, Kingdom Come, Majestic. For me, Majestic is one of my favorites.
Yeah, I'll give you that. All right, Gandalf says, Robert, stop stealing the neighbor's Wi-Fi. Great job. NJ says, Metro Man.
Oh, yes, from Megamind.
Oh, yeah. That was the funny one. Yeah. So
love you, Metro Man. I love you, Random Citizen.
So, it's kind of funny. I watched that movie after that episode, and yeah, I could definitely see it. So it's Superman if he just got tired of saving people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like the super villain. It's like if Lex Luthor got bored and decided, I need to make a Superman so I can have something to fight.
Yep.
It's really, really good. And I love where, like, he then has to impersonate Metro Man in order to get the super villain to actually fight.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a fun movie. I enjoyed that. But
I love it.
Master Incredible count?
No.
Really? Why?
He doesn't fly. He doesn't have heat vision. He might be the closest equivalent in that world.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right.
no.
All right, I guess he doesn't count. That
Yeah,
works for me.
yeah, because again, he doesn't fly, like I said.
Okay, that's understandable. But anyone else? What are some more of your favorite Elseworlds super? It has to be Elseworlds Superman.
Mm-hmm. Trying to think of some good ones.
Because there are a lot of good ones. That's the thing.
Oh, the Superman monster. That's one. That's from the Elseworlds, the Superman monster. Where basically, I think did I show you this again? Did I show this last? We should have double checked the last one. But it's the one where Superman is the Frankenstein monster.
Oh, that exists?
Yep.
All right.
Lex Luthor is the scientist.
Oh, so he creates Superman technically.
Yep. But here's the thing, though: when the ship crashed, it crashed in front of Lex. Baby Kal-El in the birthing matrix is a skeleton. He died on his way there.
Interesting.
So Lex takes the genetic materials, makes the monster, but he uses the Kryptonian roughness of the Kryptonian tech to resurrect him, giving him Superman powers.
Okay, that's interesting. I like that.
Yep. Although here then Lois ends up being the bride, but she doesn't die.
Uh-huh.
But the funny thing is, this is a follow-up to Batman Two-Faces, which is Jekyll and Hyde, where you have Batman is Jekyll and Joker is his Hyde.
Oh, that is actually really cool.
Mm-hmm.
That is actually...
but here's the thing, though. You know why the formula that made Jekyll and Hyde was created? To cure Harvey.
Wait, what?
The formula that caused the split was used to cure Harvey of his split.
Oh, so basically he was like, it was essentially Harvey Dent. Robert, are you there? Anyway, Darius says, does All Might's a My Hero Academia count? Because he's another favorite. I'll wait till Robert gets back to weigh on that. But Kingdom Come Superman, okay, good. Ultraman, Bizarro, Overman. Overman's a good one. The Superman from if the Germans won World War II. It's a very interesting Elseworlds book. That's a very interesting Elseworlds book. That's a very good one. That's a very fun one. I appreciate that one. But yeah, but any of the other Elseworlds Superman are your favorite? Let's see. I don't know how to feel about Soviet Superman. That's true. That's a weird one, but I guess. I don't know if you all talked about this yet, but you're all like communist too. But I think it's interesting to see how it can change just where he lands. Yeah, exactly. We talked about that in episode 2 of this show, but I might as well briefly discuss it. The cool thing about that I enjoy is the idea that, like, yeah, to your point, it's like because he showed up later, the Earth obviously is rotating, so he would land at a different spot. Hey, what's up?
Sorry about that. My parents keep calling and cutting me off.
It's all good. It's all good.
Got them on my phone. As I was saying, it was Harvey Dent, Two-Face. So the whole point of the serum was to try and cure Harvey, but it ended up creating a monster.
Really?
And at the very end, Batman Bruce dies so he could take Joker with him, but he gives the cure to Harvey, and he says, "You do it." So at the end, Harvey decides to flip a coin. And then at the very end, we see a Batman running around with a really malformed eye underneath.
I like that.
So Harvey is Batman.
That's actually a really interesting idea.
That's in cool. The memory.
But yeah, so we were also talking about essentially communist Superman, which we definitely talked about him in the first stream. But I might as well bring this up. It's like it is really cool because Superman is also the epitome of nature versus nurture, because it really depends on where he lands.
Yep, and how it raised him, and it was still raised by a good farm couple.
Yeah, but it's like even in like the Dark Side one, he lands, but then he like is exposed to Earth and gets and sees, okay, that's maybe I was wrong.
That's true, but that one did feel, as much as I like that story, it did feel a bit more nurture or nature over nurture.
Yeah, exactly. Particularly when you have like,
after all that being raised by Granny and everything, you think he'd be much more ruthless permanently.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
But that's what I love about Red Sun though. He's no different than normal Superman, except his communistic views is what makes him a villain. Nothing else.
Yeah, and then even at the end, he makes the sacrifice play.
Yeah, or he fakes it anyway.
Well, yeah, that's why I said sacrifice. Hey, what's up, Hunter?
Right.
But yeah, that's one of the things I really dug about that, because it's like, again, ultimately, or it's like, here's the thing. Speaking of that, Flashpoint Superman, because remember, this guy shows up, is abducted, and is tortured. When he's let up by the Flash, he still comes back to save everyone. And then in Flashpoint Beyond, when Batman is talking to him, he goes, wait, after everything they've done to you, why are you like so like rah for saving the world? And he goes, because I've seen good in this planet and they're worth saving. And I go, yep.
Lois would be one of those.
Yeah, but it's like it's not even Lois. It's just saving the entire planet. And
we didn't talk about DC Mech.
Oh yeah. Oh.
That was one of the ones you wanted to go over. DC Mech and Jurassic League.
All right, so let's start with Mech. I'm gonna give you guys a sentence to summarize exactly what this is. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Pacific Rim DC.
Yep, where apparently everyone has a mech. Even on Krypton, they sent him in a mech.
Well, the way that they did this in Mech is that the reason why the mechs exist is because Darkseid sends giant parademons, like kaiju. And this is when like the Earth creates like essentially a core to protect it. It's basically Pacific Rim straight up. And
but I love how technically Superman had Clark has his own, but he basically there's already heroes before he comes about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. It's really good.
And then the Jurassic League, everyone's a dinosaur, even that world.
Yeah, because isn't it like apparently I'm seeing on Twitter there's a collab on Destiny between Star Wars and Destiny where you can give your guardian a lightsaber.
Ooh,
interesting. But anyway, it was really it's interesting to see that is it just like a time thing, because I remember in the Booster Gold story he went back to that time period.
No. This is all just in the past, and everyone here, just like there's a Wonder Dino, a Triceratops Wonder Woman, and she's from an island of Triceratops Amazons.
Of course.
All of that. Joker's a raptor and everything. And unfortunately, this and DC Mech continue the annoying trend of they're all dealing with Darkseid.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, exactly, NJ. Because here's the thing on that.
What? I can't see it at the moment.
She said they also crapped on Wonder Woman at the same time in Flashpoint. Yeah, because here's the thing. So when you read the actual Wonder Woman series, or like the series is involving Wonder Woman in Flashpoint, that's why Britt and I did the episode. She is in no way a villain.
Right.
But it's like, then all of a sudden in the Flashpoint animated movie, I get that they had to
condense things.
Truncate it. I get it. But then they straight up made her a villain. And then Jeff Johns went off of that.
Yep. Well, he wasn't the only one. Other people who wrote her in Convergence did the same.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I'm like, what in the name of hell?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, the more I see this, I just get, as I was watching this, I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, so wait a minute. So it keeps getting worse too, because it's like, this is the comics. You don't have to do that version of Wonder Woman.
Exactly. But I had another one. Oh, it was just on the tip of my tongue, and then I just forgot it. Come on. Because there's so many alternative Superman.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was thinking about it. Jurassic. I lost it. Don't you hate when that happens?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's the version that made her hate it. No Injustice is the one. Oh, actually, it's these versions. So I'll count that. That's fine. She also shouldn't have been a villain to begin with. Again, in the Flashpoint comics, she wasn't.
I was starting to say something before you went to Flashpoint. What was it?
I forget what it is, but
yeah, it was another alternative Superman.
We were talking about Jurassic League at the time.
I know. We were talking about Jurassic League, but I mentioned about how again we have another dark side.
Mm-hmm. Which that's the I hate how Darkseid has to be the main villain in everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, no. But everyone counts the animation, not the comics. Yeah, I know, NJ, and that's a problem.
Agreed. Wait, Generations.
Mm-hmm.
Superman, Batman, Generations.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you think about it, because I've gushed about it enough.
Yeah, because first off, it does Wonder Woman's daughter infinitely better than Tom King. But second off, essentially what it is, if the superheroes aged in real time.
Yep, starting from the 38.
Starting from 1938, it goes on. Now you may be wondering, how is there a Superman like the modern times? They're kids. And obviously, Clark ages significantly slower, so it's different with him. And Bruce will later do that.
Thanks to the Lazarus Pit.
In a actually really cool way.
Yep, and he has a daughter with Lois who has half of his powers, but as she puts it, half of infinity is still infinity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there was one of the Superman annuals which had you think it's Superman going to the Revolutionary War? It's not. It's a descendant. It's an ancestor of his who came to Earth much sooner.
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up taking over. He ends up siding with the British and stops the Revolutionary War. But then get this, his descendant Kal-El fights back.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, me too. And by Gandalf says, that's how you know people making the crap don't respect her in the comics. They adapt. They don't even have her as a villain, but they still made her a villain. Yeah, exactly. Darkseid is still becoming like Joker, overused as that. I agree with her on. I agree with NJ on this 100%.
100%. 100.
Yeah, he's also the main villain in the current Gotham Gaslight Elseworlds. I'm like, what?
I told you that they tacked it on at the very end.
No, I know. It's still stupid, and I'm like, okay, I get. So here's the reason why they do this. They're trying to make him DC's version of Thanos, obviously. But even Thanos isn't the main bad guy of the Marvel universe. Doom is arguably that one, and they screwed that up.
Now I remember Earth 11, Superwoman.
Oh yeah. So what's the story for that?
Well, we don't get that much because she's only made sporadic appearances, but basically it's the gender-inverted universe. And from what we've seen, she's no different. But the only thing is how Wonder Man is handled.
Okay, how is Wonder Man handled?
He's the one who leads their equivalent of Amazon's attack because he was kicked out of the league for killing Maxine Lord.
But
if you recall, but a lot of it does seem to boil down to also because obviously he's a man, and they're all women.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But is Black Canary a dude?
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Oh, and Green Arrow is a woman. Okay, that makes sense.
Everyone is swapped. So yeah, you have a female Martian Manhunter.
So is Lois Lane?
We never see that.
Okay. All right, so fun fact, what's kind of funny is in the early days of Under Two Capes, when it was just Lad and I, he used to always say Lewis Lane by accident.
Oh, duh, you know, I just realized there's two most obvious characters we never talk about.
Who?
Captain Atom and Shazam!
Oh, yeah!
They are their equivalents!
Yeah, let's talk about Shazam first, because it's like, yeah, he was, well, for one thing, what people
on his Earth, he's the Superman.
What people may not know is that, first off, Shazam started off at another company called Charlton.
Fawcett. Oh, no, Fawcett.
Oh, Fawcett Comics. Oh, yeah.
Charlton was the Captain Atom.
Yeah. So he was outselling Superman.
And not just a small degree, to a huge degree.
Yeah,
so what did DC do? Because no one actually took it seriously. They said, "Oh, we're suing you for ripping us off." And of course, it's like if anyone with half a brain would notice, no, you're not. But they thought, "Oh, big muscle guy, red in his suit. Oh, yep, it's a ripoff." So they ended. That was scummy. I'm sorry, that was scummy.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have that. Yeah. No, you have that, and like I said, and then you have Captain Atom with the Charlton.
Yeah, so Captain Atom is a character, so he's like a military dude, and his thing is that he's like basically, I mean, he's not incorporeal. He's made of pure energy, right?
Well, that's the post-crisis once he was brought in. Originally, he wasn't, but yeah.
Yeah, so he's the dude that if you see in like any of the DC cartoons, he's a dude in full chrome.
Yep.
He was in Public Enemies, the movie, as well as the comic, obviously, but I'm saying the movie.
Yep, and Dr. Manhattan was based off of him.
Yeah, exactly, because it's like I believe that what Watchmen originally was is that Alan Moore.
It was the Charlton, yeah.
Alan Moore wanted to use the Justice League, but DC would not let him.
So they let him do the Charlton, but then at the end they realized there's not going to be many characters left for us to utilize after there's done, so make him original, and he approved of that.
Yeah, exactly. And then he would later become a perpetual sad sack because DC won't stop publishing Watchmen.
And I'll be honest, I talked to some pros about that at conventions. They all are in agreement, like, what were DC expected to do?
Yeah, because I got news for you. So it sells well. Oh no, they shouldn't keep publishing it. The comic that made everyone think comics could be books.
It was on the New York Times bestseller, the first comic to ever do that.
Yeah, so I'm like, no, I'm sorry, that's not the way that it's like you can't expect the company to like say, no, we're gonna forego profits for the favor of Alan Moore's ego. That's the big point there. Parker says, because some think Diana's all warrior, and I mean something. Again, I've said this multiple times, but I want to bring this up. If you want to see a good book that gets this right, read the Asgard arc, the very first arc from Clunrad, because this perfectly gets the balance properly.
Yeah. Oh, wait, New Frontier Superman.
Oh, yeah, that one. Who was like, so the New Frontier is the Earth. What if the Justice League were, it's basically the Silver Age League. And
yep.
It's like
it's unique, but it's unique enough. So it's like, it's trying to tell its own story that isn't canon.
Yeah, exactly. And it's basically like, it's taking place during the Cold War, like with all the Red Scare and stuff. In fact, they even are suspicious. The public is suspicious of Flash because his red suit. It's at that level.
Yep.
And it's like then
now Superman does work for the government, but he's on good terms with them.
He's on good terms, and then it's like with and there was an interesting line that Superman had, which I love, is like he wants to be here. They capture John Jones, and Superman goes to Faraday. He goes, he wants to be here, and then Faraday goes, "How do you know?" He goes, "He could escape."
Yep.
He could clearly escape.
There's also one where Diana towers over him.
I love that.
There's the door, spaceman.
I love that. And this book is basically the thing of he becomes the leader of the superhuman community, the rallying point, because at the time, all the DC superheroes are like either
individuals.
Not just that. They either had to sign loyalty oaths or retire.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah, and but then Unfortunately, he gets taken off the board so they can know he doesn't be the one to single-handedly stop it.
Yeah, exactly. And Darius says New Frontier Superman was good to me because he's a hybrid between the Fleischer Studios and the Super Friends version. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And with a little bit of elements from Dark Knight Returns, but done well.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I love that, how he's talking to the president, and everybody's like, okay, enough about the business stuff. How's your ma doing?
Yeah, exactly.
I love that when he's like, how's your ma doing?
Yeah, exactly. Only DCU and Anna's writing can save her reputation for good. I wouldn't say for good, NJ, but I see what you're saying with that. I understand that.
Oh, here's another one. Captain Carrot.
The Zoo Crew, who's a
That
bunny.
That counts.
Yeah, that counts. It's a super bunny, essentially.
Yep, yeah, that. Technically, bugs would count.
The psychedelic Superman from that Earth that's basically in the 60s.
The Afro one, you mean?
Yeah, the Afro.
Oh, you know what?
Calvin Ellis.
Bizarro.
Oh, yeah, Bizarro from Bizarro Earth. That counts. All-Star Superman.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely counts.
Super Martian, the hybrid world. That's basically the dark Batman if he was a Green Lantern world, if it expanded.
Oh, isn't that the one where it's Wonder Woman and Hawk Girl?
Wonder Hawk.
Wonder Hawk, yeah. Okay, that's really cool. I dig that one.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously now, New 52.
Yep.
That counts.
That counts.
The best version of Superman, if I may say so myself.
Chibi Superman from that one Superman Batman story arc where they're all little kids.
Oh, I dig that one. I like that one a lot.
Oh, yeah, Sunshine Superman was the one you were talking about earlier.
Yes, Gandalf. Disco Soups. It's literally Disco Soups.
Mm. Oh, wait. Justin Lord.
Oh, yeah. Lord Superman. I almost put him on the thumbnail. So go over the comic origin for Justice Lord.
Comic origin.
Because he was in the
no, that's just that was a cartoon exclusive that only got the comics afterwards.
No, I'm saying, did the cartoons, did the comics just stick with what the cartoons said?
Yeah.
All right. So what happened for this Superman is that it's in normal Superman up until the point when Lex Luthor kills the Flash, because the implication is the Flash
President Lex.
The implication is because the Flash is the heart of the Justice League. So Superman kills Lex Luthor and takes over.
Yep. So basically, it's more Squadron Supreme, less Injustice.
Except turns into Squadron Sinister for the most.
Yeah.
Because he is not, particularly in the comics, he's not a good guy.
Oh no, by that point, no. But by the cartoon, like he lobotomizes Doomsday.
This is also the one, all right, where according to the comics, Wonder Woman, it's either AU Wonder Woman.
DCAU Wonder Woman, because she killed her Justice Lord counterpart, and by doing that, taking a life with the lasso, it breaks.
Is this canon to the cartoon?
No, actually, it's not.
Good.
It's its own parallel continuity.
Yeah. So, okay, guys, this is how deep this thing goes into Wonder Bat. Are you guys ready?
Wonder Bat.
Watch it, Robert. Watch it.
I'm sorry.
Not my fault. Lois Lane belongs in a meat grinder. Anyway, so
you're tempting me to say it louder.
Anyway, yeah, and yes, Gandalf, Milkman Man is Superman. I'll talk about that in a second. But,
yep.
All right. So Wonder Woman travels to that Earth because she realized she can never have Batman, so she goes to date Lord Batman. And then what happens is, and Britt and I have to do an episode on this. This would be hilarious. But so she shows up, kills Lord Wonder Woman, but then Lord Superman kills Lord Batman. So to satiate Lord Superman so he doesn't go and destroy her world, she marries him and has his kid.
Yep, who's their original God.
And I'm like, this is so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop it. But
wait, we didn't mention Icon.
We'll talk to that about that in a sec, because Gandalf had one. So Milkman Man. So this is doing a story called Milk Wars, where it's a meta story where it's the idea that like DC, the sales are down, so they want to go back to like to like classic. So when the superheroes drink the milk, they become very 1950s. Like
now, just to make clear, Milkman is technically not Superman. He's the daughter of not daughter, son of the daughter of Mr. Just two girls that they are beforehand. One of which is an embodiment of like a creation of Danny the Street.
By the way, his name is actually Milkman Man.
Yep.
Yeah, and Wonder Wife.
Wonder Wife. Batman is a bit more religious, kind of.
Yeah, it's a weird storyline. But anyway, so yeah, so you have Icon. So he crash lands during the Civil War, I believe, right?
I believe so, yeah, but from a different type of war still. But here's the thing about him. He's very conservative.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Now, not to the extreme far, but he's more like relatively conservative. And, what's her name? Rocket. Rocket is pretty liberal, so they balance each other out.
But I like how Milestone was like doing that, where not only like actual, obviously physical diversity, you had intellectual diversity. Not a lot of places do that.
And especially when McDuffie was definitely left wing, but he was willing to up the right side, who's conservative. But again, he's a moderate conservative.
Well, yeah, but the fact that they allowed some conservatism is something.
Especially among a black man.
Hunter brings up, and then Afro says Rocket changes him slightly.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that is true. But it doesn't fully, like, remove all of his viewpoints.
Yeah, exactly. And Hunter says, who would essentially win, Injustice or Justice Lord? Injustice.
You really think Injustice would be Justice Lord?
Yeah, because that Superman is like...
Now, if we go by cartoon Justice Lord, I think that one would win. If you go by comic Justice Lord, you may have a point.
Comic Justice Lord, yeah. Cartoon would probably, yeah. I would say the cartoon Justice Lord would win, particularly for counting the Injustice animated movie version of Injustice Superman.
That's true.
But let's see.
Superboy Prime.
The one that punched Jason Todd back to life.
Funny thing is, Jeff had nothing to do with that one.
Yeah, I know. But I just
that was, who did that? That was Marv Wolfman who did that.
I love where Wolfman is like, okay, I want to bring Jason Todd back to life. How do I do it in the most comic booky way possible?
Actually, from what I understood, it was a bit more DiDio's idea. Wolfman wrote it in the Secret Files and Origins, and everyone just blamed Jeff Johns for doing it.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
But yeah, he punched reality. He's the one who brought back the Doom Patrol properly, undid John Byrne's Doom Patrol.
And here's the important thing Cameron brings up. He actually got a redemption.
Yes, and they kept it. And they
built on it. I love where he shows up in the Williamson run, and first they tell him to kill Booster, and he goes, Dan Jurgens is going to be pissed.
Yep, and then I also love how, maybe you think like, oh, he turned against Superman. He's like, I can do what Superman can't. Lie my ass off.
Yeah, I also love where they're like, how are we going to get to this dimension? Come on, Superman, get Silver Age with me.
And punch the wall.
I'm like, oh my God, that's so good. And then he gets his redemption, and then he screams. Him of all people screams, long live the Legion. And
then he shows up in time to have Darkseid some boy repower Lois.
Where's my clip for that? Oh, I know what I want to use. Here's a good clip for this.
How would you like me to make your life a living hell?
Well, I'm not really ready for a relationship, Lois, but thank you for asking.
Oh, God. Hey, that was his last appearance so far.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And again, it's like, with everything that guy did, that's how you know a good writer, when you could figure out a way to redeem a character. Not retcon any of the stuff out, but give it more context so the character's less evil. Jeff did this with Hal.
Yep. But actually, it was Scott Snyder who initially redeemed him. What I love about it was it basically had Diana, rather than constantly push back and saying you're wrong, she instead went, now because she kind of had no choice, but she acknowledged, you might be right. We did screw up quite a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the part that I really dug.
Especially when it showed, when he actually made a world, and it showed, with his little bit, it showed, oh, if he had won and remade the world, it would be a good world. Of the three crises they tried to, take the energy from, his was the only one that was good.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like that's the thing about like Scott Snyder. What it's like the few times he's actually written a Wonder, even though Dark Knight's death metal is like Batman-ish heavy, when it delves into Wonder Woman,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that he has Wonder Woman be the one to redeem Superboy Prime.
Well, again, she's also kind of doesn't have time to argue with him either.
But he starts the redemption process. I'm like, that is Wonder Woman.
Yep, and then he sacrifices himself. He's the reason that the last 52 was wiped out.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it. The first time he was sent back home, it was a punishment. The second time, it was a reward.
Yeah. My other favorite Superboy Prime line from the recent Superman issue was when he goes, stop or I will kill you. Trust me, I have no problem killing Legionnaires.
And he loves it because I really do hate you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Again, it's like Williamson gets Superboy. Honestly, I could see, if actually, here's the thing. Williamson is writing Legion.
I hope Prime stays with them.
Yeah, because I
love how he's trolled. They're emphasizing his trollishness.
Yeah, exactly. I would love to see like Williamson really expanding on Superboy Prime.
Yeah, again, I think that whole Long Live the Legion, that cemented his redemption.
Yeah, exactly. And Darius says Wonder Woman redeeming Superboy Prime is another reason why she is so special. Yeah, exactly. That's why again, it's like death metal is a very interesting story because it's one of those things that it's like it started small, exploded. Some of its stuff was great. Some of it was like, why is this here? But it's one of those events that I think went longer than it needed to.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think that's a good place to leave it. So there's a lot of really, we will probably have to do a part 3 on this because there's many.
Yeah, because when we got to focus on when we get to that one is what was it that evil Superman Clark Kent movie, burn something, James Gunn produced it. Brightburn.
Right, fun fact. James Gunn had nothing to do story-wise with that storyline.
Oh, I know. I just said he just produced it.
No, I know. I'm just telling you. I'm telling the audience. I know you know this, but
right.
They only did that because his brothers were doing were the creators behind the movie, and they needed something to give their movie some cachet.
Yep.
But anyway, so Robert, where can we find you and what have you got coming out on your channel?
Link down below, and provided my computer doesn't crap out again like it has been lately, seriously, I don't know what's going on, I will wrap up Dispatch. I had to cut it off early. Mm-hmm. I'm on Mission 8, and I've been getting all of them. I've been winning all of them.
There you go. See,
but you know how hard that is, right?
That is very hard, particularly the one where they all sabotage each other.
No, I said the final episode.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Great job, man.
Yeah, I've been winning them. I'm up to the third checkpoint. The one where they're saying, don't come back to base.
Yeah. So for me, Wonder Woman Wednesday this week, I'm going to give a 5-point or 5-ish point recommendations on how, if DC wants to keep Trinity around, here's how you can fix her. Or here's how I would have introduced Trinity to make the character actually sustainable.
All right.
We'll have some fun with that. But anyway, that's where we're going to leave it. Stay here, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. The bug in Dispatch fixed. I don't.
I was trying to say, hey, I'm trying to see this as a sign off. Be super, everyone.
Okay, for this show, we'll do that one. Okay. Be super, everyone. We'll see you guys later. See ya.